Investigators urging citizens to keep a close eye on personal checks and mail with reported fraud picking up in 10 Texas cities. How you can keep this from happening to you coming up. Plus, the recent shootings have many on edge about their safety. We have live coverage on how ACU is trying to help. And firefighters battling a large fire after an explosion at a Texas chemical plant. All that and much more starting right now on Fox 15 Abilene News. If you live in any of these Texas locations and have had any checks missing from your mailbox, you might want to pay attention. Earlier today, the Abilene Police Department arrested Gary Berry and Christy Raines as suspected thieves. Authorities found Berry with over 10 pieces of mail, including stolen checks from mailboxes. They also found altered Texas driver's licenses. Investigators urge citizens from the affected areas to file a report with your local law enforcement agency if you believe you have been a victim. To DPS, that July, 21-year-old Cynthia Palacio was found dead on the side of the road in southeast Lubbock County. They say she had been strangled and was found partially clothed. Palacio's murder has been linked to a second murder that happened that next year. If you have any information, you can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-252-TIPS. And since October, 100 people have died and more than 500 been injured in mass shootings in the United States. These tragedies have many on edge, wondering about their own safety. But law enforcement agencies are doing their best to help them, including right here in Abilene. Our Eric Resendiz joins us live from ACU with details. Thanks for that, Eric. Now, it has been beautiful outside, and I know some people are finishing up spring break, so how long will they see that weather? Barrett? Thanks, Barrett. One organization in Abilene is trying to fill the need for father figures. Our narrator Vera explains how they plan on doing it and how you can help. And firefighters are battling a large fire after an explosion at a chemical plant outside of Dallas. The Hood County Sheriff's Office received calls of the blast and fire at Trichem Industries in Crescent. Authorities say at least one person is missing and another injured. No evacuations have been ordered in the area. Immigration policies and a Texas law targeting sanctuary cities is up for debate in federal court. Fox News correspondent Casey Stegall has more from Dallas. A shakeup is underway at the White House with the latest staff changes, and the president hints more could be on the way. Disney is donating millions to children's hospitals around the globe. Details on the good deed coming up. President Donald Trump pointing fingers at Russia after the poisoning of a Russian ex-spy in the UK earlier this month. Trump saying he's come to the conclusion after conversations with British Prime Minister Theresa May. The US, UK, Germany, and France issued a joint statement accusing Russia of using a military-grade nerve agent to carry out the attack. The Russians have denied any involvement and dismissed the allegations against them. A shakeup is underway at the White House with the latest staff changes, and the president hints more could be on the way. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more. Thanks for that, Barrett. It's the end of an era, and toy fans are not taking it lightly. Legendary toy retailer Toys R Us announcing plans to close its doors this week in the U.S. after failing to find a buyer or reach a deal to restructure billions in debt. Loyal customers of the toy giant have been left stunned.
I feel bad for the employees and also for the kids that won't grow up with these large stores that we're used to. Going into the big stores was always a lot of fun. My kids love doing it today, so it'll be sad to see them go.
It will be sad. The final nail in the coffin for the company, which filed for bankruptcy in September, was a lackluster holiday season and a greater than expected decline in toy and gift card sales in recent months. And the Walt Disney Company wants to help kids in hospitals feel a little more comfortable and a lot less scared, deservingly so. With that being said, Disney announced it will donate more than $100 million to transform children's hospitals across the globe. This is an effort to be more supportive, warm, and entertaining during kids' stays. In fact, Disney's very own theme park designers will be put on the job to add interactive technology, Disney-themed games, personalized in-room entertainment, pop-up theaters, and much, much more. Patients will be able to customize their hospital stay so that they can be surrounded by their favorite Disney characters and enchanted artwork. A traffic stop takes an unexpected turn for a Texas mom when she was pulled over by a police officer. She didn't have her kids in booster seats. After hearing her story, the officer didn't give her a citation. Fox's Maria Salazar has the story. Reported fraud is picking up in 10 Texas cities. Now investigators are urging citizens to keep a close eye on personal checks and mail. Plus, the recent shootings have many on edge about their safety. Today, local enforcement agencies tried to help that. And the Department of Public Safety is asking for information about a 2003 murder, and they're increasing the reward for good leads. All that and much more starting right now on Fox 15 Abilene News. Thanks for joining, everyone. I'm Keni. Since October, 100 people have died and more than just 500 injured in mass shootings in the United States. These tragedies have many concerned about their own safety, but law enforcement agencies across the country are doing their best to help, including right here in Abilene. Our Eric Resendiz has the story. Many law enforcement agencies have been offering this class lately to the general public. The Eastland Police Department announced today they will be offering this course next Tuesday at the First United Methodist Church on Mulberry Street in Eastland. If you live in any of these 10 places in Texas that are on your screen right now and have any checks missing from your mailbox, pay attention. On Thursday, the Abilene Police Department arrested Gary Berry and Christy Raines as suspected thieves. Authorities found Berry with over 10 pieces of mail, including checks from stolen mailboxes. They also found altered Texas driver's licenses, and investigators urged citizens from the affected areas to file a report with your local law enforcement agency if you feel you have fallen victim. The Department of Public Safety is once again asking for information about a 2003 murder, and they're increasing the reward for good leads. According to the DPS, that July in 2003, 21-year-old Cynthia Palacio was found dead on the side of the road in southeast Lubbock County. They say she had been strangled and was found partially clothed. Palacio's murder has been linked to a second murder that happened the next year. If you have any information, you can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-252-TIPS. It's been beautiful outside, and I know some people are wrapping up their spring break. Barrett, how long can we see this great weather for? Thanks, Barrett. One organization in Abilene is trying to fill the need for father figures. Big Brothers, Big Sisters in Abilene has a plan to raise awareness for this need. A campaign that will start next week until mid-April called Real Men Mentor. It is set up to get 40 men to sign up to become a mentor in 40 days. A newly installed pedestrian bridge near the Florida International University collapsing, killing several people and injuring at least 6 others. Emergency crews are working to locate anyone who may be trapped and rescue those under the rubble. The bridge had just been put in place on Saturday. It was not yet completed. In honor of St. Patrick's Day this weekend, the president is carrying on an annual tradition at the White House, the Shamrock Ceremony. This year's ceremony taking place this afternoon. The event has been going on since 1952. During the event, sitting U.S. president will accept a bowl of shamrocks from the Irish. It is Secret Service policy for all flowers given to the president to be burned. However, some will keep the bowl the shamrock comes in, just to use it as decoration. In other Trump news, there's another Trump shakeup, but this one hits closer to home. Donald Trump's son, Donald Jr., and his wife Vanessa are on their way to Splitsville. Vanessa reportedly filing for divorce. The couple announcing the split in a joint statement today. The two met in 2003 and were married 2 years later. They have 5 children together. The news of the split comes 1 month after Vanessa Trump reportedly opened a letter containing a suspicious substance, which was harmless. And U.S. Senate candidate is raising eyebrows in Michigan after announcing his plan to raise money to arm the homeless with shotguns. But some opponents say this plan is a bad idea. Fox's Randy Wimbley explains. Following recent events, United Airlines plans to use bright-colored bag tags to people traveling with pets. The move will hopefully prevent animal carriers from being placed in places like overhead bins. This decision comes after the death of a puppy on one of its flights. United says a flight attendant ordered the passenger to put her pet carrier in the overhead bin, but didn't know there was a dog inside. United is also looking into an incident, but they will start issuing the new tags by April. Coming up, for one Dallas teacher, nothing about her classroom is traditional. She's found an active way to keep her students' attention. And many of us drink coffee, but could it be as good for you as you think? We'll discuss after the break. Welcome back, everyone. For one Dallas teacher, nothing about her classroom is traditional. Instead of having her students sit in chairs, she wants them to sit on exercise balls. WFAA's Jason Whiteley shows us why. Thanks, Barrett. Singer Rihanna tells Snapchat sorry is not enough. Snapchat has taken an ad down that asked users if they would rather slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown. A spokesperson for Snap said the ad violates the social network's guidelines and appeared in error, but Rihanna took to Instagram to criticize the company and questions its decision to run the ad. And some of the singer's fans are taking her comments as a call to delete Snapchat. The ad only appeared to users in the U.S., but was shared on Twitter by users questioning the nature of his content. Your daily cup of coffee may be affecting your body extensively more than anyone thought. Researchers studied 47 adults who stopped drinking coffee for 1 month. The next month, they drank 4 cups of coffee a day. And the following month, they were brought up to 8 cups a day. They found coffee triggered many changes in the metabolism. Some were expected, like the way it reacts to chemicals in your body, but they also found coffee triggered changes in the same system affected by marijuana, though coffee has the opposite effect than marijuana does. Your favorite brand of bottled water is likely contaminated with plastic particles. A study published Wednesday claims that drinking from plastic water bottles likely means ingesting fragments of plastic. Researchers analyzed more than 250 bottles from different brands around the world and found that microplastic contaminations is nearly universal. The contaminant was identified in 93% of the samples taken in varying quantities, and the study suggests that the particles are likely seeping in during the packaging process. It's unclear what effect, if any, the consumption of tiny bits of plastic has on human health. And Microsoft is working on a new software that they say can help people with ALS and other disabilities play music once more. They call it the Hands-Free Music Project. Fox News' Madeline Rivera has the details. That is incredible. Some of the things that people come up with these days.
Yeah, keep on coming up with great things.
Never ends these days.
More things.
But there's a familiar face doing big things, and he had a pro day today, so who are we talking about?
Former Stanford grad, James Washington is doing some big things. He had his Oklahoma State pro day today, and basically he just killed it. So stay tuned to find out more.